Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on Matucci Built. Today we're going to be finally using my dream garage and getting back to work on the 4Runner. And of course that's great news because I definitely know that a lot of you have joined this channel because of that. So today we're going to be doing kind of a version 2.0 on the roof rack. It just needs some upgrades. I made some mistakes on it. The first design was not the best, so we're going to be doing a couple of upgrades. And then it's also been snowing a lot outside and I want to kind of drift a little, but also traction control can limit me off-road a lot. So we're going to be deleting the traction control. We'll actually put it on a switch, and that's going to be done in my situation with the AndyMod 2.0. So let's get into it. So first I just want to go over some of the problems. As you can see, we're rusting pretty bad in spots. The salt that they use on these Utah roads are just not good. And then another one is this has a lot of flex. I don't know. It's not as bad because I did move that front brace more forward, but this can flex pretty bad, and that's created actually some damage on the roof from the roof fairing. So we're gonna do adjustments here and put little feet, and then the roof fairing will be set off a little bit. We'll do some adjustments there. Yeah, as of now, we're gonna just get into it. So for the front little feet on my roof rack, I'm able to work with polyurethane at my work. So I just made some quick molds and made some polyurethane little feet. Then these will mount to this little plate here, and I will weld one of these. So it's like a little square, and then we can just bolt this to the roof rack. That's not too big of a problem. So I've got the holes marked for drilling, but you can see that there's quite a bit of rust, so I'm just going to take this whole thing off so I can paint it more properly. Let's do that real fast. I apologize for this video taking so long to come out. I'm just doing a lot of projects and there's a lot going on with my life. I'll show you real fast what the... So yeah, I have a sub in the Mazda here. And you can see I attached it with some brackets, but the wood paneling that I put in there a long time ago created it so it just flew out of there. And yeah, so I'll have to fix this again. Well then, we've had a lot going on and we're still going at it. So we got the mounts all finished up, and then the mounting holes are all taken care of as well. And then I repainted the roof rack just so that it's freshened up and cleaned it up in quite a few areas. Made sure there's no more rust. Used some different primers in areas. And now, as you can see, it's drying here. And we actually have the car lifted, because I guess that if you have the e-brake light on, that does not necessarily mean that your e-brake switch is going out. I use the e-brake all the time, and I just jiggled the e-brake here and there and the switch would go off, but now it's permanently on. And then I looked at my reservoir. I guess that some Toyotas use a little sensor in the reservoir to show that your brake fluid level is low, and that was definitely happening here. So we're up, and one of the calipers was just leaking a little bit of fluid, and I need to fill up the reservoir, fix that leak, and then while I had the car in the air or on jack stands, I was just going to do a tire rotation and a quick oil change. So not a big deal, and we're getting through it. Then we'll be able to put the roof rack back on and we'll be in good shape. Now that I've got all that work completely finished up and we're good to go, before I put on the roof rack, I want to just finish up the Anti-Mod 2.0 that I was talking about earlier. So this will actually disable traction control and VCS, which I believe stands for vehicle skid control. Yeah, vehicle skid control. And then A-track is the traction control. That's actually not the problem, it is the VCS that's usually the problem. Anti-Mod 2.0, I will give the credit in the description down below, because there's been a lot of people that I've been researching off of, and they've done the heavy lifting and all the work has been done by them. So check that out in the description if you're interested. But we're gonna disable this and then also keep on ABS at that same time, because that is a good safety feature. So since I have a rocker switch, this makes it way easier. So we're going in the driver door here. Excuse all the dirt on my floor mat. And we're gonna take off this entire panel. You can see that I do have some switches. This one's actually for my little headlights, well, for the LEDs on the lights. And this guy actually does the rear camera on my head unit. And then I'm just gonna wire it into this one. So let me get this off and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, this looks like a mess, and it's probably because I'm just an idiot and have only the same wire every time I go. But these are all just going into these things. This is that switch on the back side. So I'll be able to wire into this and then ground it so that it can have a little light. And then I also just found some connectors that I had. I mean, I can crimp them. I did all of these, and you can see, you know, they work out pretty well. But I found these, and it looks like they'll just go right on there. So on this other side of the wire, it's just blank. I'm gonna strip that back and then solder it onto a wire in here. There's even more of a mess in here with zip ties and stuff, but we're just gonna keep going. So there's a little module, as you can see. Here's the fuse block. And then that little module, I think the third one up, we're gonna take that off real fast and I'll show you which one to snip. So as you can see back there, the connector is unplugged from that third one up, third from the bottom. And here's our connector right here. And if I look at clip side, we're just gonna take that red with black wire. So you have green, blank space, and then red with black. So we'll connect those two connectors into here, and then go on the switch, and then when the switch is enabled, the traction control will be on. When it's disabled, those two will be off, but we'll still have ABS the entire time. Cool, let's do that real fast. As you can see, we now have those two wires connected via solder joints, and you can see the heat shrink on there. And then they're just ran right over the little ball chiller here. And we'll just run these up to where the switch is. Well, we'll connect them into the switch and then run them up there. So we'll put it all back together and see how this goes. after putting that connector in for sure. Here I'm just going to make a right turn and try to make it slide with the traction control on. And you can just hear the module kind of freaks out. And then let's turn it off. Yeah, I'm free to slide just fine. So yeah, it's working well. Now it's time for me to get this roof rack back on. Alright, roof rack is on and ready to go. As you can see here, well, I haven't put the fairing on yet because putting this rooftop tent on is a lot easier without that fairing on. I got this quite a few months ago, but I will just show you a little bit more of what it looks like after I get it on. I'm gonna go grab Charlie and we're gonna put it up there. There you have it. The roof rack is now revamped, as you can tell, and we have no more, well, we have the option to deselect traction control. As you can tell, I didn't completely set up the tent, and that is because I forgot the tent poles, and there's just really no reason for me to right now. Eventually I think I'll do a little bit of a video on it when I go camping, so look out for that. It's a decent tent. I mean, it's really cool looking. I like the thinness of it, but it just doesn't perform the best. It is nice to get out of the weather though, and it's a very nice place to sleep and utilize kind of the inside. I was sleeping in that before. Utilize that for storage and just my dog and whatnot. So this thing is all finished up. I forgot to mention that I did do a little middle foot because it was flopping a little bit, that front piece. And yeah, I think this is where we're gonna stand for a while on it. I want to apologize for not posting many videos lately. I know you guys really look forward to these, and I do as well. I really love making these videos. Just got married about 2 months ago now, and that was just a lot of work. Charlie and I went down to Yosemite with our close family and got married in that beautiful national park, and it turned out absolutely amazing. And then we had a reception back home, so it was kind of just how it worked out. Just wanted to focus on that and then work on some house projects and kind of just recuperate. And now I'm ready to get back at it, so I'm excited for that. And for this video, I want to challenge you to just take a break. You know, that's what I've done for the past few months, and although I know it's not the most enjoyable sometimes, and it doesn't have to be as long as I've taken a break. Like, you can take, you know, a few hours just to relax. I am typically a person that just has a to-do list and I just keep tackling everything, but I really have noticed the importance of taking a break and just relaxing and just recuperating. It makes just myself overall way more productive. Yeah, I just want to challenge you to take a break from something. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it on this video. I hope you really enjoyed this. Hit that like and subscribe button if you would like to. See ya.